Hello and welcome to Hustles Zetu. My name is Eunice Njeri. Here we celebrate Kenyans who are doing amazing things and ensuring that they are winning together. Today I'm delighted to host Obed Bundi. He's an entrepreneur based in Nakuru City, and we will be discussing running furnished apartment businesses in Kenya. So karibu Obed, and introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the invite. I'm really humbled. So as you have said, my names are Obed Bundi. I'm a travel and business consultant.
All right.
And I've ventured into the furnished apartment business.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wow. Could you kindly briefly tell us your journey into business? Like, how did you begin business?
So I started business around 4 years ago.
Okay.
I was employed as a marketer, and in the quest of traveling to different places, seeking for accommodation, that's when now the idea of starting a serviced apartment business came. Mm-hmm. And from there started pole pole until now. We've built over years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite amazing. So your inspiration was from your previous engagement as an employee somewhere?
Yeah, basically the challenges that we were going through, seeking for accommodation. You're a particular place, you're around 3 people. You'd want an accommodation where it would allow you to share with your colleagues. Mm-hmm. Looking at how a furnished apartment is in a hotel, you just get a room. Mm-hmm. But for a serviced apartment, you get a space where there's a living room, you can share, you can talk, you can plan. Mm-hmm. So that's what inspired to start the business.
The business.
Yeah.
So what challenges have you faced in running furnished or serviced apartment businesses?
So there are several challenges that we faced. So one is, we don't own the houses.
All right.
Basically what we've done is we've rented out the houses. So some landlords are not acceptance of for one to run. So once they realize, they kick you out. Mm-hmm. That is one. Mm-hmm. Secondly, you get clients who don't really appreciate what you've done. In terms, they'll mess up the place. Mm-hmm. Others, maybe they'll throw up maybe a party. You find things have been broken. Mm-hmm. Sometimes some clients don't pay. They check out and go. You try calling them, they are not paying. Mm-hmm. And also challenge of getting clients.
Oh, the challenge of marketing now the business.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, so you have 2 Airbnbs. I know 2 here in Nakuru City. I don't know whether you have any others out there. You could mention that.
Yes, I do have others in Nairobi. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Locations?
One is in Mombasa Road, the other one is in Syokimau.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that is great. So is this a worthy investment for somebody watching us and they're thinking, I have been thinking of running a furnished or a serviced apartment business. Would you encourage somebody out there hustling and they have some extra savings to venture out into this kind of business?
So I would say, just like any other business, it's a process, it's a journey. Mm-hmm. It's not abracadabra or picky ponky, as they say. Yeah. It's a journey. So you start the investment, you pump in money. It takes time for people to accept the product that you've put out there. By the time you're getting results, I would say it's not a microwave kind of business. All right. It's a business that needs patience, persistence. Remember, you're dealing with people.
Oh, yeah, true.
Times you might walk into your house, you find it's in a mess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a worthy investment. Mm-hmm. But again, I would say it's a journey. It's a journey. And it needs patience for you to grow a brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these serviced apartments or furnished apartments, you're in hospitality basically. So it's like you're either a competitor of the hotel industry. Yeah. How has that affected the hotel industry? And is there some level of conflict between now somebody running a hotel and you who are running now the furnished apartments?
So on the flip side of it, actually, I would say it's a blessing in disguise.
All right.
Reason being, if you look recently, there's been a surge of people traveling, even locally. Mm-hmm. So whatever we have in terms of accommodation, both serviced apartments, hotels, motels, and all that cannot even satisfy a quarter of the population. This is because mostly when you look maybe in December, you go to Mombasa, all hotels are booked. You go to Naivasha, all hotels are booked. You come to Nakuru, all of them are booked. So whatever we have actually cannot really satisfy our market. And people now are embracing traveling. So to me, it's more of complementing one another than even being a competitor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the two industries, now the hotel and now the serviced apartments, there's some level of some complement in terms of if a hotel has overflows or if you have overflows. Have you found yourself in a situation where if you're fully booked, let's say you have 2 apartments in Nakuru, have you found yourself referring them to a hotel somewhere? Or how is the ecosystem for the other people that run such businesses? Like, do you support each other if one has an overflow? Something of the sort.
Yeah, we do work together. Sometimes you get a client, they tell you, I don't want an apartment, I want a hotel. You refer them to the hotel.
Okay.
Sometimes a client specifically tells the hotel, hey, I want a serviced apartment.
Yeah, true.
So they are referred to us. So we work hand in hand. Sometimes people don't want to cook. They want to stay in a serviced apartment, but they don't want to cook. We liaise with the hotel, they get their food.
All right.
So it's a good working partnership. Yeah.
So this being hospitality industry, would you say that if I am, let's say, if I live in Nairobi and I have my children and husband, do you think there's a way that it has encouraged domestic travel for Kenyans? Because if I assume I can go get a place and I am in a furnished apartment in Nakuru for a whole week, have you seen any uptick, or are the hotels, have we been able to report any uptick of domestic travel, like as Kenyans traveling?
Yeah, sure. It has actually. Furnished apartments have become a safe haven for families.
Oh, nice.
Because if you look at the setup, it's more family friendly. And looking at the hard economic times, so just picture, these are 3-bedroom.
Yeah, true.
You have a family of around 5 people. Whatever we are charging for a 3-bedroom and what someone would be charged in a hotel
is far much.
It's far much cheaper by far. So it's
Okay.
becoming a safe haven. It's encouraging people to travel, and it's also giving an opportunity for families to bond. Yeah.
Okay. So in essence, it has boosted local tourism.
Yes, it has.
Wow, that is good. So what challenges? You said that most people rent out apartments. What challenges in terms of like administration from now the people who own the apartments, would you wish that they are addressed by the people watching us? Because there's so many people renting out. Most people do not necessarily own these furnished apartments. So what challenges do you think the people renting out would be able to help minimize for you people to be able to run your businesses successfully?
So basically, I would say the people who are coming maybe for the uptake, like it's not a place to party, it's not a place to do other things. This is a place where maybe you're traveling out of town, you need a nice place, a homely place where you can relax and conduct your business. This is what we are doing. But the good thing is things are changing. The perception that was back then about furnished apartments, it's changing, and people are appreciating that they are accommodation like any other place. It's not a place for someone to come and hide and do bad things. These are places, genuine people who are coming to do business, genuine people who are coming for conferences, genuine people who are coming to travel and experience what our beautiful city has to offer. That it's giving them a safe place and somewhere very affordable, pocket friendly, for them to enjoy. So I would urge them, they come, let them embrace what we have and give us honest feedback so that we can be able to make the space much better.
Okay. I have a friend who once said he would rather not rent out a furnished apartment. he quoted privacy reasons. He imagined, what if I am in a place and there are cameras recording me? He felt much safer, or he thought, or he still believes that it is much safer to be in a hotel room because it is controlled. Have you had incidences where clients have cited privacy concerns, they don't know whether there are cameras, and for lack of a better word, people have associated Airbnbs with some level of immorality? I don't know whether that is what you mentioned, that there has been a change, a positive change in uptake. So how would you address privacy concerns for a client?
Yeah, sure. I would say, just like in a market, there's always a madman in every market.
Wow.
And definitely in the industry, there are people who are rogue. You cannot say that everybody is genuine, doing genuine business.
True.
But now we are looking at, we have legislation. You can't just wake up, open an apartment, and no one doesn't know you exist. We are picking licenses from TRA. They have to come visit your place and ascertain. By the time they are giving you a license, they are very sure that this place is compliant. So we are doing that. The county council, we're also paying for that. So basically, there's a lot of check-in, check-out to ensure that the place is standard in terms of security, in terms of safety, in terms of privacy, and all that. They shouldn't shy away from coming.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so this is end of part 1 on Hustles Zetu. Remember, we are talking about running a successful serviced apartment or furnished apartments. We will be right back with part 2 of this conversation. Welcome back to Hustles Zetu. This is part 2 of our conversation on running a successful furnished or serviced apartment. I am delighted to continue this conversation with Obed Bundi. He's an entrepreneur based in Nakuru City. Karibu sana, Obed. And I would like us to continue from where we left off.
Yeah.
So are there challenges in renting a house for your business?
Yeah, actually there are a lot of challenges, and maybe I would attribute the challenges to maybe lack of knowledge. And, because some of the property owners don't really have the know-how of how the business works and all that, the model. And some of the entrepreneurs have found themselves in problems where you've done the setup and everything. Then one morning, the landlord tells you that you need to vacate. And remember, you've invested, you've put your money down there.
Yeah.
So there are challenges, and I feel it's more of a lack of knowledge and also understanding of how the business model, how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the landlords or the people who own now the property, they need to be enlightened on what it is that one does.
Yeah, sure. It's more of enlightenment, and secondly, others are selfish. Allow me to say that.
Okay.
Because some see that you're making money, so they want to push you away and
come and
run their business. But they don't really understand it's not just about setting up a house and putting furniture. It takes a lot behind the scenes to ensure that the business is running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So what regulations have been put in place, or would you like the government to put in place, you as somebody, as a player in the industry running furnished apartments?
Yeah, so the B&Bs are like, we can call the new kid in the block when it comes to the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
And the government has put some regulations, but as the players in the industry feel that it's a bit too much, like the licenses that you're supposed to pay. We feel we consider ourselves home-based industries run by people who are trying to set up and all that. So there are licenses that you're supposed to pay. You're supposed to pay the county government for licenses. So when you look at that, you feel, yes, the regulation is there, but we feel we've been equated to hotels. And if you look at hotels and furnished apartments, in terms of financial strength, there are two
different players in the same industry.
Exactly. So we would want the government to sit down and review and check on those licenses, how much we are paying, and see if we can get an amount that would favor this group.
Okay. Yeah. But you are in agreement that it is important for one to have a license for them to run their businesses. You're in agreement that it is important to do that?
Yes, it's very important, and actually I'm looking at it from a very different perspective. The licenses protect you as a business person. In case anything happens in that house, at least the government knows that you are there and you are doing such kind of business. So for me, the license is a good thing. It protects the entrepreneur. So I would even encourage people out there pay for the license.
Is this something that you can negotiate or lobby for with a county government? Are the licenses from the national government or the county governments?
So they are both, because for TRA is national, and now for the county, for you to run a business, you also need to have the license. So they are both stakeholders, and I'm sure the laws are not meant to punish us.
Yeah,
they are meant to make us better. So I feel we can have a round table over a cup of coffee or tea, and then discuss about the challenges that we are going in terms of licensing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have, let's work with Nakuru as a county model. Do you have an association of now people running those businesses, and what has prevented you, or what steps are you people making to be able to lobby for better, cheaper licenses, even from the county level?
Yeah, we do have an association. It's a national association.
Wow.
And the good thing is that it was started here in Nakuru. So we call it ASAP, Association of Serviced Apartments.
Wow, nice.
And it's fully registered. I'm the current Secretary General.
Nice.
And last year, before the other regime, we went and met the CS Tourism, and we've already started the conversation. So I can say it's in the pipeline, and the future is looking bright.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Who are the majority of Kenyans running these furnished apartment businesses?
So the majority of the people running the business are women and the youth. And actually, if you look at our government, there's what we call the affirmative action that was passed with the government to support these. We are considered the disadvantaged group.
All right.
So these are the majority running the business, and that's why I would want the government to sit down and discuss and see how they can support this group in terms of, even when government is the biggest consumer of let's say goods and services in the country, and we would also want to see government consuming our services.
All right.
Let's say if guys are going for conferences and all that, just like in procurement there's a 30% affirmative action to these groups, we'd also want to see a certain percentage that is being directed to these groups, so that at least it can be able to grow these home-based industries. Yeah.
Are there taxations that come with these kind of businesses? Like, are you paying tax to the government such that, if the government is now coming in to consider, is there a way the government is beneficial to benefiting from now these furnished apartments?
Yes, definitely. Just like any other hardworking Kenyans, we are paying taxes. And for you to get a license, you need to have registered either a business name or a company. And definitely it means that you have to pay for your taxation. So yes, we are contributing a good number. Yeah.
All right. Wow, nice. So I know that you've said that a majority of women and the youth are the ones running these businesses, mostly maybe within the bracket of the hustlers, the bottom-up kind of bracket that was considered. So what is a step-to-step guide on how one can set up something as lovely as what you have here, and where would you encourage them to start?
So it all starts with, say that maybe you can get a dream, or you can get a vision.
All right.
So, but you need to have the mental picture of exactly what you want to put out there. And then secondly, there are some things that need to check. So in any business, there are things we call 5 P's of marketing. So one, you need to, the first P, you need to identify the place. Where do you want to set up your business?
Yeah.
Secondly, you need to have the product. The product now, it's the house in terms of setup and all that. You need to look at the price. How much will you charge for you to make profits, or for the business to make sense? So another thing you need to look at is people.
The people now.
Yeah, the people by people in terms of maybe the housekeeper, the house manager, someone who's taking someone to check in, someone to check in the clients who are coming in.
Yeah.
And the last P is a promotion. How are you going to market
Your business.
your facility?
Yeah.
So once you have all these 5 P's checked, then you're good to go. Nothing will stop you. Yeah.
Your apartment looks very nice, Obed. So I don't know whether you'd give us a rough estimate of a cost, something, or the kind of now clientele that you target.
We have one that targets the middle income. We have, and then we also have a high-end apartment for targeting high-end clients.
All right.
So we strive as much as possible to ensure it's all-inclusive. Yeah, that if someone wants to get a place, they'll always based on their budget. So we ensure someone gets value for their money.
Wow. So Obed, what are your closing remarks?
So I would just tell them, just like any other business, it's a journey, and just like Rome, it was not built in a day. Each and every day you're moving, and there's some lessons that you learn once you start. As long as you haven't started, you'll never understand. So I encourage each and every one of you sitting out there, come, join us, let's start, and all will be well. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Obed. We do believe that you as a viewer have been enlightened on how to run a successful furnished apartment business in Kenya. We want to thank you for your time. My name is Eunice Njeri. This is Hustles Zetu, winning together.